I'd like to call the January 6th, 2025 Plan Commission public meeting to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll start with some housekeeping issues. Introduction to members. All members will remain the same. Bill Jarvis, Miles Long, Gary Imig, Ronald Kokon, Chris Rack, Tom Corris, and Tom Anderson. At this time, we'll do election of officers.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Jarvis.
I think we should keep all officers the same as they stand.
I have a motion to keep
I'll second
all
that.
officers.
Second.
Any other nominations? No other nominations. We have a motion by Mr. Jarvis and a second by Mr. Rack. All in favor?
Aye.
Carries 7-0. Appointment of attorney.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Jarvis.
I would like to gladly appoint Attorney Estrada from Burke, Costanza, and Carberry. Second.
A motion by Mr. Jarvis, a second by Mr. Corris. All in favor?
Aye.
Carries 7-0. Appointment of town engineer.
Do you want to do it?
Mr. President, I'd like to appoint Nice Engineering as the town engineer.
We have a motion by Mr.
Second.
Rack, second by Mr. Long. All in favor?
Aye.
Carries 7-0. Appointment to Board of Zoning Appeals.
We need two.
Bill and Tom. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. President, I'd like to appoint Tom Corris to the Board of Zoning Appeals
And Bill Jarvis.
and Bill Jarvis.
I have a motion to
Second.
second by Mr. Kokot. All in favor?
Aye.
Carries 7-0. Minutes of the December 2nd, 2024 meeting. Pleasure of the board.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Rack,
Second.
second by Mr. Long. All in favor?
Aye.
Carries 7-0. Cancel Plan Commission study session for January 20th, 2025. That's town holiday. It's Martin Luther King Day.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Rack.
Second.
Second by Mr. Long. All in favor?
Aye.
Carries 7-0. Findings of fact, Plan Commission Case 24-12-16, Bank of America. Pleasure of the board.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Rack.
Second.
Second by Mr. Long. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carries 7-0. Plan Commission Case 24-12-7, First Federal Plaza Edition. Pleasure of the board.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Rack.
Second.
Second by Mr. Long. All in favor?
Aye.
Carries 7-0. Any correspondence? We'll move on to public hearing. Plan Commission Case 24-12-6, Bank of America, General Location 341 Indianapolis Boulevard, Oak District, Plan Unit Development, Phase 1, Lot 2. Petitioner Allegro Civil Engineers, Lauren Marshall, Brian Emrich. Request secondary approval of US 41 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development Plan. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you guys?
Good.
So we are here for our final approval in front of you guys. No changes since the last meeting. Take any questions if you have any.
Any questions? Nothing's changed since primary last month?
No changes.
Anything from staff?
Nothing.
Pleasure of the board.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Jarvis.
Plan Commission Case 24-12-6, Bank of America, General Location 341, Indianapolis Boulevard, Oak District Plan Unit Development, Phase 1, Lot 2. Petitioner Allegro Civil Engineers, Lauren Marshall, Brian Emmerich. Request secondary approval of a US 41 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development. I make a motion to approve pursuant to all state, local, federal regulations and any stipulations from the primary.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Kokot. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carries 7-0. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good luck. Next item, Plan Commission Case 24-12-7, First Federal Plaza Edition, Lot 2, proposed 4-unit retail building, general location 1924 US 41, First Federal Plaza Edition, Lot 2, petitioner Tam and James Hun, represented by Jeffrey W. Brandt, Brandt Construction Management LLC, request secondary approval of a US 41 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development Plan. Good evening, Mr. Brandt.
Good evening and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to
I'm
you.
here to present this project again, and again, nothing's changed since my last meeting with this town board. And I'm
They
here to
got-
answer any questions that you may have
Primary
concerning this
approval
project.
was issued last month. Any questions, comments from board members? Anything from staff?
Nope.
Course of action?
Mr. President,
Mr. Rack.
Plan Commission case number 24-12-7, First Federal Plaza Edition Lot 2, proposed 4-unit retail building, general location 1924 US 41, First Federal Plaza Edition Lot 2. Petitioners Tam and James Hoon, represented by Jeffrey W. Brandt, Brandt Construction. Request second approval of a US 41 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development Plan. I make a motion to approve pursuant to all state, local, and federal regulations, and all fees are current with the town,
And any stipulations?
and
for
any
primary?
stipulations that were stated earlier.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Long. All in favor?
Aye.
Carries 7-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good luck, Mr. Brandt.
Thank you.
With that, we are adjourned. We will move into the study session. Pledge of Allegiance has been recited. Roll call remains the same as the public meeting. First item of commission business, Burr Street Crossing, Lot 4, proposed BP gas station, quick run convenient mart, general location 5601 West Lincoln Highway, Burr Street Crossing, Lot 4. Petitioner Lucky Business, Inc., represented by engineer James Huss Jr., DVG team, request a US 30 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development Plan review. Good evening.
If I could pass out some handouts, and it's a little bit of a truncated version of what hopefully made it into your packet. You can all have it right in front of you.
Because I didn't get one.
Thank you, Mr. Huss.
Good evening. My name is James Huss with DVG Team, here representing tonight Lucky Business Incorporated. Members of the development team are here this evening, and Ted Rohn of Rohn and Associates is the principal architect for the convenience store. Team is here tonight to present to the town a reconstructing and rebranding of the existing gas station that is currently not under operation at the southwest corner of US 30 and Burr Street, otherwise known as 5601 US 30, Lot 4 in the Burr Street Crossing subdivision. As illustrated in your handouts and our previously submitted materials, Lucky Business intends a ground-up reconstruction of this property. The existing stores, the existing store, the existing tanks, the car wash, and all pavement will be removed. While they'll be removed and replaced, the driveways will be replaced in kind, both in width and location of where they exist today, almost to the foot, and the site will circulate very similarly to how the gas station did when it was operational. The car wash is not being reinstalled. The new station intends to provide 14 fueling stations, 2 EV charging stations, and a much, much more modern and more presentable 4,600 square foot convenience store. As I hope you can see on the picture here, this is a location that Lucky Business has constructed previously. It will be a 100% masonry building with a large glass expanse facing US 30 and a single tastefully sized quick run sign, which is their convenience store brand, over the front door. The renderings, which look very similar to these, will have a curbless entry, easily accessible by the handicapped and elderly patrons across the entire frontage of the building, as you're seeing more and more developments transition to an easy access site instead of a single curb ramp across a number of spaces. As we're going through now, these are some illustrations of some of Lucky Business's recently completed stores. This one that you're actually seeing on the screen right now is on US 41 in Highland, Indiana. It's just north of Hart Road. So if any of the commissioners are so interested to take a little trek up north, this was completed just last year, and it's very, very representative of what my client intends to bring to this corner of Schererville that I'm sure we could all agree can use some improvements. Touching on the facilities outside the building, I've already talked about the EV spaces, which will only grow in demand more and more. The canopy itself, if you could scan for that. The canopy itself will, again, just like everything else, will be 100% new from the ground up. There will just be a tasteful BP branding across the top of it. And I believe we have a photo in there somewhere of, there you go, of how kind of petite that banding is at the top of the canopy. We already touched on the single on-building signage.
Sir, I'm sorry, but we do need you to speak directly into the microphone. Thank you.
My apologies. We already touched about the single solo sign on the front of the building. The only other signage on the building is that my client intends to reuse and dress up the existing sign that is in the northeast corner of the property, both with an additional masonry foundation, and then as part of our submitted landscaping plan, we will also be dressing it up at the base to make it much, much more presentable than it is today. Their only addition to that sign will be a very, very small quick run brand at the base of where the fuel price placards exist today. So in conjunction with this the petition for this study session, design team has formally submitted all these materials as well as a complete engineering plan to the town's engineer, which we expect is currently under review. We hope you find this plan to your liking, as do we, and we hope to hold our preliminary overlay site development hearing next month. With that being said, I'd be happy to field any questions commissioners have.
So the quick mart will be kind of northwest of where the car wash is right now? Convenience store?
So the proposed structure will be considerably further back than the existing station sits today. So now the car wash, which is going to be torn down, is kind of in the back. If I could, for scale, the back of the proposed convenience store will be more or less level with the back of where the car wash sits today. So that green expanse that's in the rear of the property today, that will still be by and large maintained.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Jarvis?
a few questions if I may. Are you going to be selling liquor at this location?
No.
Okay. Second, are the EV chargers going to be fast chargers? Like Tesla type?
This is Param, member of Lucky Business.
If you could introduce yourself, please, for the record.
Hello, my name is Param. I'm the Vice President of Lucky Business Inc., which is trying to develop a quick-run gas station at this location. There was a question on the liquor license. We don't have a liquor license, but there is a wine and beer license that we have, not a liquor one. When it comes to, what was the second question? EV. So it's going to be level 3 EV chargers. It's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes it's going to take to charge up the car. We have contacted Tesla with all of our sites about installing their chargers, but we have a store in Crown Point, Indiana at 109th Avenue exit towards Winfield, and we have made the request. They require 8 parking spots. We're willing to give 16 parking spots, but we haven't heard much back, and we're waiting on them. But regardless, we will install minimum of 4 cars can charge, so 2 charging stations, 1 charging stations can do 2, 15, 20-minute charging.
Thank you.
And then one last question, the sign out front, are they reusing the stand that's there and just changing the inserts?
Yes, so the single pole foundation is intended to remain. The placards at the top will remain. The only thing that will be actually expanded on the sign is that quick run you see in this illustration right here. The kind of dilapidated brick surrounds that are quite frankly full of weeds today, that will be torn out. We'll be going with some sort of masonry base similar to what you see here, as well as, while it's not as flashy on the materials, you'll see if you really dive deep into the landscaping plan that Hubingers has prepared for this project, they will be dressing up 360 degrees around that.
So with the
base.
inserts, it'll be pretty much the same size as what it's currently is.
It will be the exact same size.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Bear with me one second here. Mr. Corus, go ahead.
24 hours, gentlemen? Or,
All the quick runs we have, the earliest one opens at 5 in the morning, and all of them close at 11 p.m. None of them are 24 hours.
If I may, can people still fuel the cars using credit cards?
Yes.
Even after the hours?
After hours, yes. We don't actually, not even sell 2% of our sales after hours, but yes, in case of emergency, people are able to use their credit card at the pump, and they can tap or use their credit card and they can get gas. But rarely, we sell not even 2% of our total sales during the
Well,
month.
most people don't know you can do that, but if you're in need of fuel, as long as you use a credit card, you can utilize the
Yes,
pumps.
completely agree, yep.
Right.
The dumpster enclosure, is that to the west of the building?
lesson of the day. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, did you have another?
No, Mr. Jarvis told me my lesson of the day. I did not know that you could do that. Thank you.
As far-
Forgive me, when the gas station is closed, you can still pump?
Yes.
As long as you don't pay cash.
Stick around Jarvis. I'm telling you, you learn things.
So is that the dumpster enclosure
Yes,
there?
so,
on the-
so you can see on the, it would be to the west of the building, that will be a dumpster enclosure.
Okay, and
Then the EVs will be in 2 spaces immediately east of that, and then we are proposing, despite an enclosure congruent with the building, we will still be screening it to the rear, given that we do have residents south.
Yeah, and that's all landscaping on the west end there?
Yes.
And the lighting? With this new canopy, I'm concerned with the lighting because there are a lot of residential units right by there.
So while it would be very difficult to display it at the scale we have it, part of our submittal package was a photometric plan, which incorporates the canopy lighting to demonstrate the compliance with the town of Schererville's
Okay,
boundary requirements.
yeah, it's just there are condominiums there, and I want to make sure that they're not going to be getting lights in their windows. Other questions, comments? How soon are you going to tear down that car wash?
We were thinking of the timeline, as soon as we can get approval for the construction, we like to just do it all together, not have an open pit or open areas where somebody could get hurt. Just put up a construction fence around the perimeter, do it all together, instead of doing part of it and, something not being done right or leaving holes or potholes open for, liability concerns. We like to just go ahead and move forward and do it all together as soon as possible.
Okay.
Around April, what we were thinking, and as soon as winter conditions end.
As soon as the weather breaks to,
And I think in my coordination with Denise, who's been incredibly helpful throughout this process, obviously, we hope that, again, that this plan is to your liking. We know we have our preliminary hearing hopefully next month with a secondary the following March, and I believe we have to wait 30 days after that before we can officially move on, which would sync up with that April timeline.
May I ask, the blacktop in the parking lot, what's your plans with that?
This is a 100% raising of the entire property,
So you're going to take the blacktop up and redo it
every bit of it.
and stripe it, and I see you have the ballards already, so that's good.
New tanks also?
Everything.
Okay, so okay, so it's, and entrances and exits are staying just like they are?
Yeah, so they truly are not getting, I mean, we're going to replace them because both for, the site will actually be raising up. I don't know why the site was so low when it was first built, but that did necessitate some massaging of the grades through the driveways, but their footprint will be almost identical to what it is today.
Okay. Other questions, comments? Staff?
I just had one. I had to step out. I'm not sure if you guys covered this, but do you have permits from the state? Need state releases or anything, or is that being sent in the same time? Or?
We fully expect state release to be in hand before that April date. I know that Ted handles that. I wouldn't be surprised if he hasn't sent it in already. Oh, there he is.
Ted Roan.
Okay.
Hi. It's been a long time. Yeah, we're submitting in a couple days. I just need Parm to sign the form. The drawings are all done. So we'll have a state release in January.
All right, so once you receive those, then construction will probably start, you're thinking around April?
Yes, from day one since we bought this property, we want to start around March, April. March is still kind of early, but April for sure. And then we want to kind of be about 90% complete by December, if not 100% complete by December.
Thank you.
Anything further from staff? Mr. Emming?
Has there been any issues with exiting onto Burr Street? Are you allowed to turn left? Does it matter to get back to 30, or do you have to exit out onto 30? Has there been?
No, there's a left out onto Burr.
You can. It
Yeah.
hasn't.
Yes,
always has been.
that is an existing full access driveway onto Burr Street. But I think if to really not get into the weeds too much, the vast travel adjacent to this gas station is going to be, we're going to come in from eastbound Route 30 and also just get right back onto eastbound Route 30.
And if I may, the frontage road, or the rear frontage road, will stay behind the car wash?
Well, the car wash will not be there anymore.
Correct.
But,
Just
yeah.
I'm pointing out location of that road that's back there.
Yeah, so if the frontage road this isn't the best page to look at it, but the frontage road, there will be no, the project won't touch it. They'll grade some black dirt up to it to dress that area back there up.
There's no access from the
But there's
front
no
door to
access
the
today,
property.
nor will there be after we're done.
Well, just to be clear on this, it's the road that's behind the car wash currently. That is staying, correct?
Oh, of course, because that serves,
The other
that's
dealerships.
it's actually a private drive. Yeah, it won't be
That
touching
serves-
it.
That
will
serves
remain.
the vet and the Jaguar.
That dates back to when they did other work back there at the station and stuff
Yeah.
to connect that.
Answer your question?
I didn't realize how much property is unused there. There's a lot of space.
2 acres, and the station wasn't even utilizing, I think, 1.25 acres. It was leaving all this grass area empty.
Yeah. I'll be very glad to see that car wash go.
That's what we hear.
Oh, you don't like it?
I live here in Schererville by Home Depot. I drive by this property all the time too. I'm
Thank
like,
you.
why don't they sell it and make a new store, you know? And
Yeah.
it finally happened, yeah. We've been bugging them for a year and a half, and they finally gave in. I'm like, guys, please let me do this, you know?
Thank you very much, by the way.
Yeah. Anything further, anyone? So you're looking at what, February?
We hope to be back for our our official preliminary overlay hearing next month.
And engineering? Mr. Helmuth, you have all the engineering already, or? It's under review. Under review? Good. At least you have it. That's the important part. I hate when we come to a public hearing and they say, well, we just gave the engineer the stuff today. But, yeah, so he's got plenty of time to look at it.
Yeah, we turned in everything for this meeting and full package on the same day.
Yeah. Okay. And we will see you in February.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next item, 6919 West Lincoln Highway, general location 6919 West Lincoln Highway, CSK Edition Lot 1, excluding the south 900 feet. Petitioner CSK Property LLC in Town of Schererville, James M. Gorman, Town Manager. Request a review zone change request from C3 Highway Commercial and R1 Residential to all C3 Highway Commercial.
Good evening, gentlemen. Our mouse died, so we're going to bring up the property on the laptop, so just give me a few seconds.
It's like it's too far. Mr. Chairman, are we hearing all these together?
I don't think so, but yeah, they're all the same idea. They all have the same premise. They all have the same history, but it's two different zoning districts. So, all right, so right here, this is the CSK property. This was the CSK property, this whole area right here. And the town of Schererville bought the rear, so the southern 900 feet, which is this green area right here. We bought that last year, and it's going to be part of Ileana when they redevelop Ileana in the next couple of years. So part of the negotiations with the property owner was this part up here, as you guys know by ordinance, 350 feet by ordinance is along Route 30 is zone C3. Well, everything behind it before the town bought it was R1. So now we have town property, which is this 900 feet. We have about 500 feet right here that is about, or I'm sorry, about 250 feet or so. That's R1, and then the frontage is C3. So part of the negotiation with the property owner was we would rezone this and make everything C3. And that goes with the other property that's right next to it, which is Lincoln Properties, which is Mr. Kortenhoven's property, and he's here tonight also. And so he wants to do the same thing. That was part of the negotiations. So it's a total of about 550 on this side and about 440 on this side that we're going to rezone. So not only are we going to rezone this middle part that's still R1 into C3, but we're also going to rezone all this R1 stuff that we just purchased into industrial, or I'm sorry, institutional, yes, thank you, Tom. And then we'll be doing the same thing over on the west side at another meeting for the Wilson property that we bought, because that's still zoned R1 as well. So that's kind of what we're doing here tonight. It shows that it is, but in Lake County's map, it still shows that it's R1. So that's kind of what we wanted to do. So it's 4 different zoning petitions, because we're changing the middle part
To C3.
and the existing C3 into all C3, and then we're doing the southern portion, which is 900 feet on both of these properties,
R1.
from R1 to institutional.
Okay.
And we'll be on the agenda next month for that. Correct, Denise? Correct. So that's kind of what we're looking for tonight. Does anybody have any questions?
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Thank you.
See you in February.
What's that?
We'll see you in February. So just for the record, I will read in the other three parcels, which is 6919 West Lincoln Highway, general location, part of 6919 West Lincoln Highway, south 900 feet of CSK Edition, Lot 1, petitioner, Town of Schererville, James Gorman, Town Manager, request review zone change request from R1 residential to institutional, 6909 West Lincoln Highway, general location, 6909 West Lincoln Highway, excluding the south 900 feet. Petitioner, Lincoln Properties LLC in Town of Schererville, James Gorman, Town Manager, request review zone change request from C3 Highway Commercial and R1 to all C3 Highway Commercial. And the final one being 6909 West Lincoln Highway, general location, part of 6909 West Lincoln Highway, south 900 feet. Petitioner, Town of Schererville, James M. Gorman, Town Manager, request review zone change request from R1 residential to institutional. So everyone understands what's going on there. Those are the four pieces. They'll be on the agenda next month. Any questions? We are adjourned.
Thank you.